Can you see this whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll start with today's class. So welcome you all to this lecture series on analog circuits. This is lecture number 42 from module number 5, or the second lecture from module number 5. Okay, before starting with today's content, let me try to give you some clarification regarding yesterday's doubt with respect to how to calculate the Thevenin's resistance. Now, yesterday we were discussing about D to A conversion. Specifically, we did about binary weighted and R to R converters, and their concept like something like this came. So there was a series of resistance that were connected, and rather than considering all the resistances at a time, what I did was to convert the bunch of resistance. So this was your B3, which was on, and these are your B2, B1, and B0, which were your off. So this was your on. So I just wrote something like this. The Thevenin equivalent resistance of this entire network was, I wrote 2R in parallel with 2R plus R. This in turn is parallel with 2R. This will be in series with R. And then whole this entire thing is in parallel with
Papa,
2R. And then I close this bracket, and this is in series with R. So this was the thing that I wrote, and this is basically how I am writing. See, when you want to calculate the Thevenin equivalent resistance, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to short circuit the DC sources that are available with you, and then once you short circuit that DC source, then you keep on calculating the voltages. Now, the same example, I'll just try to show you with the help of simple R network. Then we'll try to restructure this entire thing with respect to 2R. So if I have, let's say, this particular network, and which is connected in this way with a voltage source VDC or VS, and I want to calculate the Thevenin equivalent resistance. I'll also show you how to calculate the Thevenin equivalent voltage also here. Now, this is again, these concepts I think you might have learned in your network analysis subjects, but let me try to give you a glimpse of all those things. Okay, whenever you want to calculate RTH, that is Thevenin resistance, short the voltages, whatever you have. And whenever you want to calculate the Thevenin equivalent voltage, that is VTH, you apply the concept of voltage division, which we are doing right from the beginning of this course, and I think we are well versed with this. So if this is the scenario, so we'll try to break this entire circuit in a chunk. So this is with respect to yesterday's equation. So this is yesterday's equation. I'm giving an example of a simple R and R network, and then I'll try to replicate the same model over here. So let's try to understand. So here, if I just want to calculate the Thevenin equivalent voltage and resistance, I'll start with the first one. So the Thevenin equivalent voltage will be the voltage across this R. So what will be the voltage across this R? So that will be VTH equal to, so that is voltage division that is happening across this R. So VTH will be equal to Vs multiplied by R divided by R plus R. So this is how I'm going to write the Thevenin equivalent voltage by applying the voltage division rule for calculating my VTH. So if I do this calculation, what is that I'm going to get? Vs R by 2R, RR cancels out, and what is that I'm going to get? Vs by 2. So whatever is the voltage that I have taken over here, just 10 irli, 5 irli, that is exactly half agi il barutte. So that is my Thevenin equivalent voltage for this first wing. Now in our case, R2R network, we were least bothered about Thevenin equivalent voltage, but we were bothered about Thevenin equivalent resistance. Now I got the Thevenin equivalent voltage. Either 5 volt here it will be 2.5. Now how do I calculate the Thevenin equivalent resistance? To calculate Thevenin equivalent resistance, what did I told? You have to short this entire voltage source. So if I short this, what is that I'm going to get? I'm going to get something like this, isn't it? This R will come over here, and R are in parallel. So that means R, I can directly apply the voltage, the resistance in parallel equation. R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So that is what? R into R. Don't make it R into R as R square. So this is not a mathematical variables that I'm taking. These are the resistance. They get straight away multiplied if I take some values. So this will be 2R. So 1R and 1R cancels out. And what is that I'm getting? R by 2. So this is what is a Thevenin equivalent resistance after first wing. So the same thing now it will be replicated for the next wing. So just remember, after first wing, my Vs was, let's consider Vs was 5 volt, and after this first wing, my VTH is 2.5 volt, and let's consider R as 10K. And after calculating the Thevenin equivalent resistance of, from the first wing, I'm getting R by 2, that is 5K. So just remember this. So now let's try to move on further the next wing. So now circuit na hengi to next wing, it was something like this. Now I have already calculated the things over here. So what was the resulting thing over here? I have already calculated the kind of equation I have obtained for RTH. So this now will be next R and R in parallel. It was R by 2. That is, I got it as 5K. And this R and this R intact. 10K. And VTH I have already obtained here. I'll not be keeping this VS. I'll be keeping VTH which I have obtained earlier. So which was that is VS by 2. So I got it as 2.5 volt. So now the second wing again, none circuit will be reduced like this. Now if I try to calculate what will be the resulting VTH and RTH, and again if I want to calculate what is VTH, if I want to calculate VTH, it will be voltage across this 10K. Again you apply the voltage division rule. So that is this voltage multiplied by 10K. So I'll just write it VTH dash 2.5 into 10K divided by 5K plus 10K plus 10K. Yellano addition agutte. So this will be your VTH for next wing. Let's not worry about that. One value baratte niಮಗೆ. Now what we are interested here is to calculate the RTH. Now how do I calculate RTH? In order to calculate RTH, what should I do? I should short this voltage source. So if I short this voltage source, it will be here. And these two are in series. So that will lead to 15K. And this is in parallel with this 15K. 10K. Now again you calculate the equivalent resistance of this by applying the resistance in parallel, that is R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So that's the reason why I am repeatedly getting in my equation the series form as well as the parallel form. Yesterday what I did. Now the equation yesterday's circuit was the same thing. It was R and 2R. So rather than having R plus R, so the same thing I did over here, R plus R multiplied by 2R. Here I am writing it as 2R plus R in parallel with R. And that a whole term will be in parallel with again this 2R. That again will be in turn with in series with this R. This again whole will be in parallel with next 2R. This again whole thing will be in series with next R. So this process continues until I reach all the resistance. And this is how I obtained this equation. Now from here onwards, the question was, how did I arrive at the final equation of this? I got it as 2R. Idana solve madadaga, finally I wrote it as 2R. Now somebody asked me, how did you obtain this 2R? So let's try to solve it. Simple. So let's first try to solve this equation. So either the entire output in 2R anta. This is when B3 is on. I need to be doing it for all the bits. Okay, let's try to do it. So 2R in parallel with R plus 2R will be, that will be 2R in parallel with 3R. So if I do this, what is that I'm going to get? 2R multiplied by 3R divided by 2R plus 3R. That is going to fetch me a value of 3 to the 6R divided by 5R. So that will be 6 by 5R. So the outcome of this is 6 by 5R. So this is entirely in parallel with what? 2R. So let's try to calculate that. So if I try to calculate this, 6 by 5R in parallel with the 2R. So R1, R2, I'm going to apply that. So anyhow, R will be there common. So I'll just ignore this. 6 by 5 into 2 divided by 6 by 5 plus 2. If I do the simplification, it will be 12 by 5 divided by 1 5 is a 5 to the 10, 10 plus 6, 16 by 5. So that will be, this leads to 12 by 16. So that will be 3 by 4 R. So now 3 by 4 R value element up to here. So now this entire thing, either the result in this entire result I got it as 3 by 4 R. This is either the result again 3 by 4 R. So this is what I wrote over here. This 3 by 4 R is in series with R. So let's just try to add it. So I'll try to remove this. So so this is 3 by 4 R parallel in series with R. So if I do that, 3 by 4 R plus R, if I do that, 3 by 4 R plus R, so that will be 7 by 4 R. So 7 by 4 R is the value that I am going to get till here. Now that in turn is parallel with what? 2R. So which means 7 by 4 R parallel with 2R. Let's try to apply again R1, R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So 7 by 4 into 2 divided by 7 by 4 plus 2. So if I calculate this, so that will be 14 by 4 divided by this will be 1 4 is 4 4 to the 8 8 plus 7 15 15 by 4. So that will give me 14 by 15 R element till here. So which means till here I am getting 14 by 15 R. Now that in turn is in series with R. So now straightforward, we just apply the series equation. So if I do that, 14 by 15 R plus R, idana solve madadre ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನೋಡ್ರಿ 1 just take the LCM. So that will be 14 R plus 15 R divided by 15. That will be 29 R by 15. So this is approximately equal to 2R. That's how I obtain this entire equations simplified version as 2R. I hope I have made this doubt clarified with respect to yesterday's thing, and that's the reason I took for the first time when I do the simplification. First again, I need to be applying Thevenin equivalent theorem to find Thevenin equivalent resistance. So non equivalent resistance calculate madabekandre this is the procedure I obtained. So either ನನಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ I have to do the simplification. So nimaga simplification ಮಾಡೋದು necessary ಇಲ್ಲ. He just gave you the entire resultant equation as it is, and he just showed you for one particular V3 value equal to 1, what will be the resulting equation. So this is what will be the Thevenin equivalent resistance, and how do you start with the R2R digital to analog converter. So that's about your yesterday's doubt. Now in today's lecture, we are going to look into what is known as successive approximation resistor, that is SAR based analog to digital converter. So we usually call it as SAR A to D converter. Fine. So let's try to get into this particular concept today, and let's try to I'll just try to draw the figure. So let me make use of this board as well. So I'll be writing here SAR based A to D. So let me draw a simplified circuit over here. Now the circuit what I am drawing over here is a very simplified circuit as compared to what has been given in the textbook. The textbook version works exactly the same thing. I'll just tell you how exactly the textbook version works also. So this will be my VD. So this will be my V. So this is my comparator. And here is my, I'll tell you what exactly SAR also mean and what exactly it is going to do. Now when we are trying to understand the concept of A to D conversion, A to D conversion utilizes D to A converter also. That is that it is going to use. Now here I am going to make use of 3-bit converter, so that will be easy for you to understand the concept. So here you are going to get the output. Fine. So this is your circuit. So a very simplified circuit, and here is your analog input, and that has to be converted in the form of discharged one, which we are going to check the output over here. So when we start the operation, when we want to start the operation, some few things we need to be remembering. Now here this is a comparator, and it compares the values between VD and VIN. Now why this DAC is required, I'll just tell you. See, when I'm going to use the comparator, I'll be using 2 voltages to compare, and I cannot be comparing one voltage in analog form and another voltage in digital form. So for that purpose, to convert the digitized inputs whatever I am getting over here, and it will be converted in the analog form. So ನನಗೆ digital output ಏನು ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ digital inputs ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬಂದಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನನಗೆ analog ಆಗಿ convert ಆಗಿ, so there will be analog voltage by the name VD. So this analog voltage and the given input analog voltage will be compared, and the comparison formula is something like this, like if Vin is greater than Vd, I'm going to use one particular trick over here. So I'm writing here when input Vin is greater than Vd, I'm saying set next bit. When Vin is less than Vd, I say reset the set bit, and will set next bit. I'll tell you what exactly this means. Fine. Now this is your MSB of the SAR, and this is your LSB. So when we start our operation, when we start immediately the operation, at that time MSB will be 1. So initially when we start the operation, MSB will be 1. Now let's consider before that the input whatever we are applying is 0 0 0, and the moment these inputs are pushed into SAR, successive approximation register, it will convert or it will set the MSB bit to 1. So my first value will be 1 0 0. So I'm going to write it over here. If this is the case, then this will come over here to the DAC, digital to analog converter, which you already learned yesterday. So 100 digital value it is going to convert into its appropriate analog value. As we know that 100 is nothing but a value of 4. So 4, this 100 will be converted in its analog value, that will be giving me a value of 4. So let's consider I am giving the input voltage as 3 volt and this voltage being 4 initially, right? So now let's try to apply this condition whatever I have given over here. Now whenever the bits whatever are coming from the SAR and entering into the DAC, they undergo digital to analog conversion and it will be reaching the comparator, and in the comparator it is going to perform the comparison, and based on the comparison it is going to send the information to the logic circuit, and through the logic circuit in the SAR this is what is going to take place. In the SAR iden logic burdin, this logic will be undergoing. So what is happening? So for any bits whatever I am writing, I'll be having two condition. One, though input is either greater than VD or input is less than VD. Condition or one condition. Now let's just check it. What is the input? Input is 3 volt, and what is VD? VD is 4 volt. So what is the thing now happening? Which condition is satisfied? The condition input is less than VD is satisfied. So now, so this ring will be activated. So now when input is less than VD, what is that I have written over here? Look here, when input is less than VD, reset the set bit. So what is the set bit here? Set ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ already 1 ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು reset ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Please try to understand properly. ಈ reset bit ನ ನಾನು set bit ನ reset ಮಾಡಿದೆ and will set the next bit. So ಈ ಯಾವ bit ನ ನಾನು reset ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅದರ next bit ನಾನು set ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Just look here, carefully look here. 100 was my initial bit and initial value. So this will be converted into its analog voltage. So it will result into 4 volt. Compare ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So Vin whether it is less than VD or whether Vin is greater than VD. So now condition check ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ Vin is 3 volt. What is the input I have given is 3 volt, and what is the VD value is coming is 4 volt. Obviously Vin is less than VD. Vin is less than VD ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಈ condition activate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and all these activity are happening here in the SAR. Comparison ಮಾಡಿ ನನಗೆ information ಕಳಿಸಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So ಈ SAR ಒಳಗ this is happening. What is happening over here? You reset the already set bit, that you make it as 0, and set the next bit. So this happens. So once this is the case, now suppose if Vin was greater than VD, suppose the input voltage 5 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆಪ್ಪ, 5 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್? Vin was greater than VD ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾ 3 volt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನಿ, that's fine. I could give any voltage, right? So in that scenario, what was the condition I am supposed to do? I am just going to do set the next bit. I'm not going to touch this already set bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the next bit. Nodri, one ಏನದಲ್ಲ already set bit ಅದ, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನೇನು touch ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. But what I'm doing is next bit ನ ನಾನು set ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇನೆ. So this 0 will be resulting into 1. Right? Now this condition keeps on continuing. So let's try to do it for next condition. So again for these things I'll be having 2 voltages. So what I'll do, I'll try to rub this portion, or else it's better I'll try to draw it in a small manner. So my first condition was 1 0 0. So here it was V in less than VD, sorry, greater than VD. Here it is V in less than VD. And depending on the condition, I am going to perform these two operations. So right now, this is the condition, input is 3 volt. So what I did, I reset the set bit and I set the next bit. Suppose our condition false aitu, bare e condition true aitu, input greater than VD aitu antandra, I am not going to touch the already set bit, but rather I am going to set the next bit. So this will be the case. So either the next condition again. Again, always I'm writing the flow chart in this way. Upper condition I ಏನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅವತ್ತು V in greater than VD ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Lower tree in the condition ಏನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ V in less than VD ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So let's try to do this. Let's try to understand what is happening now. So again, V in greater than VD. So V in greater than VD ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ set the next bit. So already set bit na ಏನು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, but I am going to set the next bit. If V in is less than VD ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ previous ನಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದು bit set ಆಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾ reset ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. Previous ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ bit. So that I will be resetting and I am going to set the next bit. So this will be made as 1. ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ if V in is greater than VD, ಇದನ್ನ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ what is that I am going to do? I am going to set the next bit. So previous bit na ಏನು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. What I am doing is I am going to set the next bit. Suppose if V in is less than VD ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, what is the condition? Just reset the set bit. Previously ಇದು ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ reset ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ and I am going to set the next bit. So this is what I am going to get. And so I'm going to again have one more wing now. So one more case I'm going to get now. In the sense, all the cases will have 2 more conditions need to be tested. Fine. Again, upper wing. If V in is greater than VD, suppose V in is greater than VD. Now, ಈಗಿನ condition ಆಗಿ another 3 voltage ತಗೊಂಡಿವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ 3 ನೇ ಅದ. The condition is neither true or not false because it is equal. And suppose V in greater than ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು action ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, V in less than ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು action ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. But because I have reached the equivalent value of given input, I don't have any choice rather to keep the values as it is 1 1 1 ಅದನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ because I have reached the end. Then what about the other condition? Suppose if V in is less than VD, ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. Suppose V in ನಾನು 4 volt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ, ಇದು ನನ್ನ VD ಅದ, V in 4 volt ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನಿ. So 4 volt is less than VD ಆಯ್ತು. So less than VD ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾವ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, you reset the already set bit. So third case ನಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗೈತಿ, ಇದು ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗೈತಿ. So ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ರಿಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ 1 1 0 and will set the next bit. But ನಂಗೆ next bit ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. So I'll just stop it over here. So only thing I can do is I'm going to do the resetting of the set bit. So set bit previously idu set agittu adana nanu reset madide. Fine. Again let's come over here. Illi 1 1 0 ada. Okay, let's take a condition. Suppose V in 6 ittappa. Whether V in is greater than this value, this what is the outcome of this value? 1 0 1 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು, 5 ಆಯ್ತು. So input test the 6 ಇದೆ. So V in is greater than VD aita. So if V in is greater than VD, what I am going to do is I am going to set the next bit. If V in is greater than VD, I am going to set the next bit. So do I have anything as the next bit? So already idu set agittu, idarkinta next bit yavudu ille illa. So what I can do is I am just going to retain the value as it is. Suppose V in is less than VD. So again let's consider V in 3 ittappa. V in ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ this is what, this is 5 and input is 3 volt. So what is that I am going to do? V in is less than VD ಇದ್ದಾಗ reset the set bit. So set bit ಯಾವ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಇದು set ಆಗಿತ್ತು, that bit I am going to reset and I am going to set the next bit. But ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ next bit ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು 4 bit ಎ ಟು ಡಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸಿಕ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು I'm just going to reset the set bit, which I did, but unfortunately I don't have any further bit which I cannot be able to set it, so I'll stop it over here. And let's take this condition. Suppose V in is greater than VD. What is the condition? I need to be setting the next bit, but unfortunately I don't have next bit. I'll stop it over here. ಈ ವಿಂಗ್ ನಾಗ ಬಂದಾಗ ವಿ ಇನ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದನ್ ವಿ ಡಿ ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ, ರೀಸೆಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಬಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ನಂದು, ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಬಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ ನ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರೀಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಸೆಟ್ ಇಟ್. And one more condition I am applying is I need to set the next bit, but unfortunately I don't have any next bit over here, so I'll stop it over here. What about here, the last wing? For this, if this VD, if it is less than Vin, or Vin is less than this VD, less than VD ittappa ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ, I will just reset the set bit. So already set bit illada, adanna na reset ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. And unfortunately I don't have any further bit to reset it, so I'll stop it over here. And what about this wing? This wing says if Vin is greater than VD, Vin is greater than VD ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ next bit na set ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ next bit ಯಾವ್ದದ ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, so I just stop it over here. So this is what is going to happen in this SAR logic. So basically this SAR is nothing but your binary divide and rule or divide and conquer logic. I think you might have learned in your C language or in any programming language, how do you find the largest of a number in a set of number. So binary search algorithm, whatever I do. So in martidi now I usually divide a given set of number into two half and check whether my number is in the first half or second half. Second half ittappa antandre second half nagin numbers na again I need to be dividing. See, this is how we used to do. If I just show it over here, I think we used to play this game as well. So let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So nan 8 number ada and I want to search a number 3. A number 3. Now I'll just going to ask the logic a question whether 3 is in the first half or the second half. So if you say in the first half, you just concentrate only in the first half. If you say the 3 is present in the second half, you just concentrate only in the second half. Now since 3 comes in the first half, I'll concentrate only in the first half. So what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to divide this set of number into two half. Now again I'm going to ask the question whether the 3 is present in the upper half or the lower half. If the answer is it is present in the lower half, again you just look into this, you break this into two half. Then you are going to identify whether 3 is present in this half or this half. Then if your answer is 3 is over here, and since it is having only one bit which cannot be further divided, and you have identified 3 is present over here. So this is what the logic that has been applied over here as well. The same logic being applied over here, and we have identified different bits. Now in a run to do all these things, what was our intention? Our intention was to convert an analog value to a digital value. Now did it happen? I need to be checking. So this is what I told you about what is the logic that has been given in the SAR. But ultimately A to D conversion aita illi, whether did I obtain any digital value? Let's check it now. Now just simply, if input is let's say 6 volt, which is my analog value, and analog value equivalent of 6 volt, I need to be getting its digital value. So let's do it over here. How is that I'm going to get it? Okay, let's initially the value will be set, the first MSB bit of the SAR will be set, it will be 100. So this is my Vin and my VD initial will be 100. What is my VD? It is 4 volt. Because I have anyhow used digital to analog converter, so VD is 100 is 4 volt convert ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Now comparator is going to compare between 6 and 4 volt. Now tell me whether Vin is less than VD or whether Vin is greater than VD. Of course Vin is greater than VD, so if Vin is greater than VD, it will come and set. It will stay over here in this ring. So the loop traces over here. Yeah. So this loop will come over here. Now, what is the value of VD? VD is what? 110. Whether VD is 110, whether it is greater than Vin or whether it is less than Vin. So I need to be checking that as well. So what will be the, what is the outcome of 110 means what? Right? So outcome is what? 110 is what? It is exactly equal to 6 volt. So now what is that? It is going to give the condition whether Vin is greater than VD or whether Vin is less than VD. I have already reached a condition. So which means I have obtained a value of 110. Now let's try to do this with a simple example of 3 volt, which we took in the initially. So if Vin is less than VD, so what is Vin value? Vin is less than VD. So if Vin is less than VD, it is going to trace this path. It will come over here. The SAR is going to redirect to this logic. So 0, 1, 0, 11. So what is the 0, 1, 0? 0, 1, 0 stands for. So I'll just write this 1, this 2, this 3. So 0, 1, 0 is what? This is 2. So now whether Vin is less than VD or Vin is greater than VD. So Vin is greater than VD. Now this is my VD. So my path will take a travel over here. So it will travel over here. So now what is the condition? It has reached 0, 1, 1. Now whether Vin is greater than VD or whether Vin is less than VD. This is my VD. VD is already, it has reached 3. So hence it will finally trace the path over here and it will come over here as the outcome. So finally I'm going to get 0, 1, 1. So for an input voltage of 3 volt, I am going to get a value of 0, 1, 1, which is my digital value for this corresponding analog value. So this is how my successive approximation resistor works, or successive approximation based A to D converter basically works. So I'll just show you how exactly the figure has been given from the textbook, how they have given. So let me try to show you that. I'm going to show you from the textbook itself. Maybe you can just see over here. See, this is what is the figure that has been given in the textbook, and this is the thing that what they have done for 8-bit value. And because 8-bit value will be a very tedious task for explanation, I have taken an example of a 3-bit. So as you can see over here, they have taken an 8-bit latch. The latch all the outputs of the SAR, whatever I am getting, I can just latch it through a simple latch and I get the final digital value. So for this reason, they have taken the latch. But otherwise, the entire process will remain same. While explaining or while once I will be giving the notes, I'll be giving the notes in terms of 3-bit SAR also, because I have done the 3-bit SAR in the class, so that you can understand the things properly. And below that, you will be given an explanation with respect to the 8-bit SAR based A to D converter, whatever that has been given in the textbook. So this is what that will be covered in the notes as well. And yesterday I have posted the problems notes, and today I'm going to post all the notes with respect to module number 1. So keep an eye on MS Teams login. You can just go through it and they can download the things and you can study it. Fine. Now let's try to move on. Now that we have done with A to D and D to A converter, so let's try to go ahead with. Let's take one more example over here only. So if I just consider Vin being 2 volt, let's try to do that. So 2 volt equivalent converter. So initially the value will be set, the MSB value will be set 100. So it is going to compare the input voltage with VD. So input is obviously less than VD, so it is going to take this path. So it is going to reach this particular portion 0 1 0, and then 0 1 0. Once it reaches, it is again going to compare whether this is equal or whether it is greater. Since definitely it is not less than that, and it is neither greater than that, but it is going to choose this path because it has got the condition being, what is that condition that we have mentioned? If Vin is greater than Vd, I need to be setting the next bit, and that's the reason I have done this over here. And once it reaches over here, it is again going to do the comparison. In comparison ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ, this is my Vd. Whether Vd is greater than or less than Vin, or Vin is greater than Vd. ನೋಡ್ರಿ Vin ಏನದ ನಂದು 2 volt ಅದ, and what is that I am going written over here 3. So Vin is 2 volt, Vd is 3 volt, and obviously Vin is less than Vd. So if that is the scenario, it is finally going to take this path, and it is going to end up in searching 0 1 0 or converting my 2 to 0 1 0. ಈ path ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ? Now you may ask the question, ಈ condition ಬಂದಾಗ my input is equal to Vd, then how come it is choosing this path? Now suppose if it chooses this path, if it chooses this path, what is going to happen? My Vd is 0 0 1 and my input is 2. So 0 0 1 is 1 and input is 2. So input is greater than Vd annangaitu. If input is greater than Vd ayatappa antandre, it is going to take this path. If it is going to take this path, finally where it is going to end up? It is going to end up converting an analog value of 2 to a digital value of 1. So which is absolutely wrong. Hence, while comparison, even the input is equal to Vd, it is going to choose the path of input greater than Vd condition ne choose ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So that's what I was studying. Even if Vin is equal to Vd, it is going to take the condition. It is going to consider the condition as Vin greater than Vd. E condition ne choose ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So that's how the SAR logic will be built upon. So that's about your this successive approximation based A to D conversion. So next we are going to talk about. Unfortunately, I just wanted to take up this concept also in this class, but multi-vibrator, monostable multi-vibrator. So what exactly we mean by vibrator, and why the name monostable multi-vibrator, and are there any kind of different concepts that are involved in multi-vibrator? All these things we were supposed to do it in today's class, but I don't think it is possible to give you the complete explanation about the vibrators in this single class because of this time restriction. So what I'll do, I'll just give you a glimpse of what exactly these multi-vibrators, or basically the vibrators, mean. So basically, there is something called as an IC called as 555 timer. This is an integrated circuit by the name 555 timer, and it has got most versatile applications, and we can do, or we can build different applications using this IC. The IC is named 555 timer. So one of the very useful application is to generate square wave, or basically oscillations, the square oscillations, using this particular 555 timer. Now why this is very important? That's because, see, normally whenever we want to use any digital or analog circuits, they all work on clock, and clock is one thing which will be on forever in your IC, or this, based on this clock only, based on these pulses only, the entire circuit will be working. So based on the rising edge of the clock, or based on the triggering positive trigger of the clock, or based on the falling edge of the clock, or based on the low level of the clock. So totally based on the clock itself, the entire circuit or entire IC will be working. Now, in order to have the proper functioning of an IC, it becomes very important for me to generate this clock very effectively, and it should not have any error. It should not be, or it should be free from noise. So in order to ensure the clocks are generated properly and clocks are ensured and the proper generation of the clock happens, one such application that we are going to build using the PAMP and 555 timer is your multivibrators. So basically it's a pulse generating circuit in which the duration of the pulse is determined by the R and C network that I am going to use it in the circuit. So in tomorrow's class, I'm going to discuss about how I'm going to use R and C together to form the network, and how I'm going to build using the comparator and 555 timer to generate the multivibrators or pulse generating circuit. So entire thing or entire explanation about all these things will be taken care in the next class. So all these things will be, we can have a discussion in the next class. So what we can do is we can stop it over here, and we can continue in the next class. So that's it from today's class. So we can meet again in the next class. So this is the attendance code that you can enter in your Google form. So the Google form has been I have activated the Google form. You can just give the attendance. So we'll stop it over here. So tomorrow again, once again, we'll meet and we can have a discussion on the monostable and astable multivibrator together in the next class. So kindly give the attendance. The attendance code has been given on the screen. You can just look in the screen and give the attendance. And one more important information I just want to convey. I am seeing from the beginning of the class only 35 to 38 students are being present in my class out of total of 51 students, and I'm going to consider the attendance very strictly. As you may be knowing how I am taking the attendance, I am daily monitoring the attendance, and strictly I am not going to allow you for the IA if your attendance falls short, and those who are not solving the assignments. Though I may not be evaluating physically by looking into this, but randomly I will be checking, and all these things will be taken with very seriousness. And I'm not going to listen to anybody else if you are going to remain absent for subsequent class. If you are facing network issues, if you are facing any other connectivity issue, please let me know in advance so that we can tackle that thing in a different manner, and you inform all the difficulties, or you convey the difficulties and whatever the issues you are having well in advance, so that the things are very crystal clear before we begin with the subsequent classes. So this is a clear-cut information that I am giving from my end. So try to not remain absent in the subsequent class, otherwise things will be very, very difficult from the examination point as well.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, yesterday second assignment I unable to send, sir, because of network issue. So
If that is the case, then immediately inform me and I'll be giving you my mail ID. Just make a note of it. I'll just I think you all have my mail ID, right? vikasbalikai@klsvdit.edu.in. And before you mail me anything, you just write in the subject and in the content why you are mailing so and so, and with proper justification you send, so that I can consider all those things. See, proper communication maintain ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. Without that proper communication, things will be very difficult. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನನಗೆ I was not able to do this because of this issue, because of that issue ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it would be difficult for me to even sort the things. So try to ensure whenever you have difficulty. See, I'm not asking you to do something else. If you have any difficulties, of course we are there to help you out. The thing is, you just intimate us so that we can sort the things then and there itself. And why I'm insisting again and again, because the subject itself is like that. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿವಿ, ಇದು ಎರಡನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್, and you are going to study even BJT and MOSFET and feedback amplifier. The concepts are very, very vast, and I am putting 200% effort in convincing and conveying the things properly. Of course, notes ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ delay ಆಗೈತಿ, but today at any cost I am sending the notes. No need to worry about that. But try to ensure you read it from the textbook. Once the textbook ಓದ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದು ರೀಸನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. I want you to read the textbook once. ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, once the textbook ನೋಡ್ರಿ, because from the same textbook only I'll be explaining you everything. So for that reason I have delayed the notes, but today anyhow I'm going to posting the notes. no need to worry about that. But please ensure that you give maximum preference to this numerical kind of subjects, especially the analog circuits. Correct? And if you are facing any difficulties, kindly let me know. And I don't think that I am running very fast and neither very slow. As per the given hours only, I am trying to manage. I'm not even putting the extra classes also. The class correct. What I really want is I want you to understand the concept rather than finishing the syllabus. The syllabus, everything can be finished within no time, but other than use it. I want you to understand the concept and come out with good marks in the examination, especially in analog circuits, because this analog circuit subject is the one which is going to give you extra wing with respect to your core complete drives or with respect to your gate examination. So that's the reason I'm focusing very legitimately and very slowly and covering all the concepts. So on top of that, if you have any further issues, any further doubts, please let me know. I hope I have clarified all the aspects, and I have left no doubt with respect to the coverage of the syllabus and content wise. If you have any doubts, like I think yesterday somebody asked me doubt. If you have doubts, you just throw the doubts then and there itself. It can be sorted out. But if you keep passive, then I feel that you are getting you are understanding all the concepts. So ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ತಿಳಿಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. It will be very easy to make you convince and make you clear the concept then and there itself. So with this, we'll stop the today's lecture and we can continue it in the next class.